Hey guys, this is Stimpack again. So this is the sixth video in the gold farming series, and in this one I promise you guys I'll just quickly show you my gold find gear that yields me 300% gold find. I haven't quite done all the calculations on pickup radius and movement speed, but we can work that out in this video. So basically how I get these items is I trade the auction house. I'm flipping gold find items all the time. I showed this in a previous video, so you can go and have a look at that. So I started way back on the 7th, somewhere back here, and I just started flipping items, and the ones I really liked I held on to. At one point I sold all my gold fight items after Royal Crypts got nerfed, and I had about 2 million gold, and at that point I thought gold farming was just over, and I thought there was no point to it at all. Everyone was just going to sell all their items because Blizzard was putting a big sort of movement into stopping gold farming. But it looks like there still are a couple areas people still want to gold farm. So I started buying back the items and started flipping them again, and it was still possible maybe a day or two after the nerf. So as you can see here, all of these are gold fight items. I haven't been doing anything but buying and selling gold fight items. I haven't even been farming myself. I post a couple farming videos just to help those who do want to still actually farm, but this is sort of my way of getting my gold. So as you can see, a lot of these items are under 100,000. I'm flipping them around. So as you can see, as the day progresses, so that was back at the 7th, you know, I took a weekend off somewhere here, so 8th to 10th. When I got back, you can see I'm starting to trade higher tier items. So now I'm up in the $100,000 to $300,000 range, flipping these items around. You know, you're up to you know, that was my shield, 25% sacred shield. I probably overspent by about 50 to 100,000, but I held on to that one. I needed that one. So sold some boots here. Steadfast Pursuit. I wonder if I could see what I purchased that for. Steadfast Pursuit. So I bought that for 300, sold it for 400. So there's a 100k flip. I wonder if I can find a better one, a nice and high one. Where's my highest one? There was a good Distant Slayer one. I wonder what I paid for that one. I haven't actually looked at this ahead of time. I probably should have to save time, but maybe I can find them here. If I can't, we're gonna forget about it. Distant Slayer. So purchased for 140, sold for 300, I think it was. So that was about, you know, a good 175k or so. So Carapace Prospect, that's a pretty high one. Let me see if I can find a higher one before we go and look for the purchase price on that one. So yeah, there's a 1.5 million one. Those are my boots. I'll show you those later. The amulet. So this is my 40% amulet for 5. Is that? Yeah, that must be my yeah, that's probably my 40% amulet. So that one, yeah, so I had a 39% one. I think that's the, or 36% one. That's maybe the one I sold for 250. And I purchased this one for 500. And amulets, 40% amulets go for over $1 million right now. So that was a good deal. So I don't see any other huge flips. Carapace Prospect is pretty big, so let's see if we can find what I purchased that for. Usually these don't sit very long. Carapace Prospect. I actually bought that for did I lose money on that? I don't tend to lose too much money, so I pretty well sold and bought it for the same amount. What's this one here? Exquisite Ground Stompers. Here's a pretty big one, and I'm pretty. So these are boots with movement speed, probably about 22% gold find for that sort of price. So exquisite. Look how quickly I purchased that. I purchased that for 150, and I immediately sold it. That's almost immediately later for 600k. Actually a little bit more than 600k because they took off 15%, so maybe like 629. So that's what, like a 500k profit instantly. So, well, maybe 5 or 450, but still, $500,000 for buying and selling something within 15 minutes is a pretty darn good deal, and that beats any sort of gold farming. This is why I trade these items. So now that I've showed you how I got my items, I'm going to actually show you my items. So let's resume game here. I really need to dial my gear so it looks
I
similar.
welcome the chance to travel.
They're always
with
in
you.
flux as I continue to buy some items. So anyways, pull up my enchanters, pull up myself, pull up my details. You can see them at 300% gold find. 12% movement speed. I wish it showed your pickup radius here, but it doesn't. So we'll add my pickup radius together in a second. So basically my enchantress provides me, and I'm going to pull out a calculator here to help with the calculation. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to take 20% of all of her gold find and apply it to my total gold find here. So don't think that if you move from 21% to 25% gold find on a particular item that suddenly is going to add another percent to you. It actually depends on her total. So if her total doesn't work out, that it rounds up to a multiple of 5, then it's not going to help you at all. So consider that. So we're at 25% here. So 25% plus 39 plus 2 really bad rings, which I need to upgrade, which give me another 28. So now we're looking at 92% gold find between these 4 items. Divide that by 5. So she gives me about 18% gold find. So a little bit, it helps. So we'll put her away. And now we'll look at my gear. So when I buy these items, all I care about, for everything but boots, you want gold find and you want movement speed. So everything else you want gold find and pickup radius, except for your shield, which I don't know if you can actually find. I should consider that. But everything else, all your other armor can reach 25% gold find, and it can get you 7 yards as your max pickup radius. So this item here is 17% and 7, which is,
I waited 1500 years
8% off from the max
slumber?
gold find amount. So these aren't very good pants. We'll move to the rings. 20% is the max you can find on a ring. So I picked these up for pretty cheap. One for 350k, one for 250k. If you just want to straight up buy them, the minimum price is about 450 to 550 depending on the day. So these were pretty good. I just got those today. So both are 20%. You definitely don't want to put your highest rings on your enchantress, because you're not gonna get the same effect because of that 20% multiple. So we went for my boots, which are my best item. These are worth, I purchased 1.5 million, or I purchased them for 1.5 million. This is basically the best boots you can buy for gold finding. It also has regenerate life, which is nice, in case you decide to go to hell instead of nightmare for the most recent gold farming location. So yeah, I could probably sell these for 2.5 million. Maybe I could sell them for 15 bucks on the Real Money Auction House and probably succeed. So my belt, 22% and 7, so this is a pretty good belt, no complaints. My gloves, 19 and 7, okay. My shoulders, 20% and 7, okay. My chest armor, 20% and 7, pretty good. Chest armor is hard to find. These items get very expensive very quick. You'll rarely ever even find 24% and 7 items on the auction house. So to get something 20 to 23 is pretty good. Bracers, 18 and 7, not so good. Probably need to be upgraded along with my bracers. My helm, I like this helm. When you're looking at helm, you want to look at the base gold percentage. So this is 16%. You can put whatever socket you want it. So when you're searching, search for pickup radius 7. Search for a gold percentage of probably about 25, and also search as your third thing has socket. So with that, you just start scrolling through the items and you look for one with a very high base gold percentage, and then put whatever emerald you have to use in it. So 14% and under are pretty cheap. It goes up to 25%. So yeah, I saw one today, 1.5 million for a base of 24% and a pickup radius of 6. So you can just sort of see, you're over 40% on your helmet at that point. but I wanted one with a pickup yard of 7, so I was pretty greedy that way. I almost should have just picked it up anyways. But that would have used up all my money, which means I can't trade as much as I would have liked to. So anyway, so that's my items. So we'll total up the pickup radius here. So I have 12 movement speed. I decided not to use this weapon, which can give you 25% as well. But it also gives you movement speed. It can give you up to, I think, 8% movement speed. I decided not to use this weapon because I actually wanted a shield just to, because you are fighting monsters now. You're not just killing ashes like Royal Crypts in my most recent strategy. And I wanted to keep my weapon. I wanted some DPS. So that's why I didn't use this guy. I decided to go for a sword and shield. So yeah, so 12% movement speed only. My pickup radius is 7 for my boots, plus 7 for my gloves, plus 7 for my bracers, 7 for my belt, 7 for my chest, 7 for my shoulders, and 7 for my helm. So if I have that right, that's 49. So let's just calculate that again. So I must have 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly 7 times 7. Pretty simple math. So yeah, about 50 yards of radius, 12% movement speed, 300% gold find. And if I were to probably sum up the total price of these, the total value of all my items, this helm is probably worth about, I don't know, 600k. Shoulders probably about another 400, so now you're at $1 million just there. Between, let's say, the belt's pretty good. Let's say between these okay items all here, maybe another, maybe $750,000. So, what did we say here? We said $1 million. So now we're at 1.75. This belt alone is worth about 500, so 2.25.
1500 years for
this here is worth about another 500k at least. Probably more like 600. So let's say 2.75. This amulet is worth, I think the 40% are going for about $1 million. This one's probably going for about 600k. So what does that put us at? About 3.5 million. These rings are worth almost $1 million together. So now you're looking at close to what is that? 4.5 million. The boots are worth 1.5 million. So you can see we're up to like 6 million. The sword, you can use almost any weapon you want, but this is worth maybe, I don't know what this is worth, 250 to 500k. Shield's worth another 500k. So yeah, you're looking at close to 6 million in gold find gear right here. I didn't even realize, this is how much I just keep flipping items and keeping the best ones. Well, when you keep the best ones, I'm still left with about the same amount of gold I started when I started flipping, after 3 or 4 days of flipping. But in that time, I've accumulated items that are worth about 5 to 6 million. Easily 5 million if I were to try to sell them right now. So I went from 2 million to 5 million, let's say, plus 1.5 million in cash, so 6.5 million. So 4.5 million in profit of just flipping items on the auction house. So, and that's in a span of 4 days, maybe 4 to 5 hours each day. So not a bad way to sort of farm gold. Okay, so those are my items. This video took quite a little while, but hey, maybe it kept you entertained for a little bit. It gives you an idea of some sort of end game gold gear. So these boots are a prime example. I'm now just constantly scanning for 25% and 7 yards, trying to find something in that million range, like low million, maybe 900 to 1.2 million. I don't want to be spending 2 million on my items. That's getting ridiculous per item. That would mean that I'd have to almost double the value of my gold find gear for another 20%. But it's nice to have these items, especially when the real money auction house. People are going to go there to buy top tier items. They're not going to go there to buy sort of average items. Maybe right now as it just opened, but later on. So these boots are a prime example of something you could probably sell in the real money auction house, even as time progresses and people get smarter. Okay, So there's my items. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll always put those little annotations all throughout these videos, so I can kind of update myself in case I made a slip up in the actual video. Okay, so let me know if you liked the video by liking the video below. Put comments. I'd love to hear what sort of gear you guys are using right now and how effective it is, and if you're actually farming the gold or if you're just sort of doing the same thing I'm doing, such as like flipping the items. So take care. Bye.